Hi everybody, Mature Simmer here. So back here on the farm, wasn't planning on doing anything, but had a little bit of an interesting situation happen, so I'm in here now. If I don't plant today or tomorrow, I'm gonna miss the season. So we shall see how things go. But if we go back here, we can see we've got a new yellow behind us who's doing some logging, and he wanted to know if I wanted to get rid of the trees around field 35, and I said, yeah, go right ahead. So I think he's all set, but then he can go ahead and do what he needs. But yeah, so I was going to do something else this evening, but now that I see the time, I'm like, you know, I better just get this cotton in the ground. Otherwise, we're potentially going to have a problem. So I'm just going to get on here, fill things up. It's always so close, I'll tell you that. So let's see. Whoops. I swore I had hit the button to reverse it. Always such fun stuff here. There we go. So we'll have that. We've got our little fertilizer tank that we put in last year. And should be able to get this thing planted, because it actually doesn't take incredibly long to do it. And then that'll be good, you know. Then I'll be ahead a little bit here. All right. Well, now I got to figure out where the trigger point for this is. I might have to be like right next to it. I guess we'll find out. At least I hope we'll find out. Okay, it's not letting it do it. There we go. All right. So I don't know if it's the back or whatever, but key point is I can fill it. So I think I'm going to go ahead and get that moving here. But yeah, looks like, I guess he put a building up, a sawmill. I don't know if that one was there or not. I don't think it was, honestly. Let's see if we can get far enough here. Alright, and then we'll just need to move over a bit. Same problem. Lower it down. It doesn't work fast enough. So let me get going here. Let me chat with Meister a little bit. See what he's got going on, and maybe I'll come back and talk for a few minutes. But not expecting a really long episode this year. Just kind of basic stuff, nothing else planned. But again, you know how plans go. I wasn't planning on having someone cut trees down on my lot either, so. But I don't really need them, and I suppose I could like charge them for them or something, but I don't know. Just not worth the effort for me. But I'll be back in a bit. So going ahead at this point and have the weeder moving along as I always do. I already had to fill the implement one time here to get going, so always have a little bit of fertilizer left, but then all the seeds are gone. So we'll see what it'll take. I think I probably could have started the weeder a little bit earlier, because I think it's not as wide. But either way, I mean, at this point it's not like super far behind, because also I figured like, I gotta go and fill things up. I did need to do a little bit of flattening around those silos, because this implement kept getting stuck. I think it helped. I don't know that it was using a ton of money to go ahead and do it, but so I don't know that it did it, used too much, but like I said, just wanted to flatten things out. So just did some leveling, which should obviously be very unobtrusive. I didn't even see anything move, honestly, but You know, I'm assuming it did something, so we shall see. But as you can see, the yeah, because actually I'm moving faster than the weeder, so I definitely could have started with the weeder right away. But oh well. It will be what it will be, and it will take what it will take. So at this point, I'm going to just get this done, and we should have cotton in for this year. So I'll see you in a bit. Alright, back in here next day. Going to go ahead and get the fertilization done, the second round. Meister was in here. He ended up doing the weeding here on 35, so that would have saved me a little bit. Why is this not doing that last piece? Just want to make sure it's showing up fully fertilized. Oh, I see, because the lime. Interesting, but that the lime's not totally on the edge? I don't know. Because that's not where it didn't harvest, but I mean, it's going to the end over there. I guess we'll make sure that it looks correct on the other side. Oh, looks like it was a little bit off there, a little bit of weeds. So maybe he didn't have the GPS, or who knows. Alright, well this is doing it the whole way, so I guess I'll assume that the other one's fully fertilized. I guess I can check that by turning this needs lime off. Yeah, so it's okay. So that will work. So it's just that simple then at this point. I'm just going in. I'm going to go ahead and get this fertilized. Probably one of the faster jobs that we have on the farm, so it shouldn't take me too terribly long to get both fields done, because the working width is pretty substantial. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I think next time we'll be back is harvest time, so I'll see you in a bit. Alright, back here, ready to start on the harvest, because we are ready to go. Looks like the water is getting low in the greenhouses as well. So once I have the harvester running, I'm going to go ahead and try to get my greenhouses topped off, and that is going to be the plan for today. So this is the first day that things can be harvested, so nice to see that I am ready to go with that. But sitting here at 309, obviously we're going to go below that. I think, again, it takes about 40,000 to pay for the workers, so I'm using, you know, a good amount, 10-15% of my income to pay for the auto harvesting, but it's really the best way I can make it work. I'm going to line up here. And then we are going to set him free and let him go do his thing. So there we go. I'm going to go bring this back up. So I just finished the fertilizing and then just left things here. So typical week as normal, where I'm just scraping by to get time. So, you know, finished the fertilizer, and bam, it was time to exit. Like, I was pushing the limit there. So try to avoid that. I think that'll get me through. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and fill this up. I'll just leave it. I don't know that I need it. I can run the other field for sure with what I have. But I'm just going to run the water around with this. It's already going back, so that's good. Not really already. It's been a while, so, but definitely takes a while with the harvest. So definitely something that, yeah, if I couldn't run AI, I don't know how much cotton I would even look at doing, because it just takes quite some time to get going. because I think it takes a good 4 or 5 hours for the harvest to run here. So, oh, I keep forgetting this is a truck. So I brought this over here and didn't even need to. Alright, good news is the truck is right there. Oh, it looks like Meister's on. I guess let me fill up the truck while I'm here. I guess I'm not close enough. Alright, there we go. Now that's filling. But yeah, you can see Meister on the other side doing his logging, working away. It's a pretty busy morning. We've got several people on. I was talking with them about some flight sim stuff, so there you go. It looks like he just cut a tree down there. So he's got a few going on. Just, again, better him than me. I am just not a big fan of any of that stuff. Logging is just super tedious for me. I don't know, you know, if that's normal for most, but for me, it's just a lot. Alright, so we're going to start refilling the tank as well while it's emptying, and then that should get this first greenhouse filled pretty quickly. You know, the nice thing is with 15,000 liters, this will go, you know, a lot faster than it did before, although it does take a while to fill up the tank. So yeah, 17,000 should be close here, and then it will be ready to go pretty quickly, I would imagine. Yeah, first one's full. So that's a nice thing too, where even with the other tank, I was unable to do that without multiple iterations. Alright, so it just filled there. Not sure how many minutes that was, but it does take some time. So that is the challenge with this, is you know, it doesn't fill any faster. Heck, it might even fill slower than the other tanker as far as, you know, how much it does per minute, whatever the flow rate is or anything like that. But at this point, this is kind of what I'm doing. I think you try to get the harvest done. You know, really will leave this unattended for a good part. You know, just check back every little bit, and obviously as I get closer to the end, move the harvester over to 36. It seems to work pretty well starting up at the top end. It did the whole field. I didn't get that weird issue where it ignored a row before. But basically I just need to fill this tanker up one more time, do the middle warehouse, and then I should be set for a little while. And then what I probably can do at some point, if I have more time, is just come back and, you know, fill the tank and then top everything off. One more tank would take care of it for sure, because the greenhouses only take 20,000 liters at this point. We filled 20 in the first one, so between the 30,000 I'll be in a pretty good spot, but we had almost 3,000 that was already there. So each of these should be up at 18. So even if I just fill, you know, a full tank once in a while, that should be enough to keep things going for a bit. But I'm going to go ahead and get that work done, and I will be back in a bit. So this should be the last set of bales, I believe. So 1416 per 1,000 is what we're getting at this point. Oh, no, there's one bale over there. That's why I was heading this way, because I'm like, if there is anything, it's going to be like tucked away in a corner. And it was. This is a bit of a challenge, as you can tell, because of snow. Just hard to tell where to go to stay off of things. I think that's a grass field or something for someone, and so I don't think I've caused any damage to crops, but just not sure. So, obviously going to end up above 500,000, and yeah, we spend about 38,000 to go ahead and work on or have the AI harvest. So, and that doesn't count the weeding, but we were doing weeding before, so that's not really a change. But right now, like the way things are, basically we made over 280,000 in profit. So if I can, so even if I take 40,000 out of that, I'm making 240,000 in profit. There's a lot of kind of jumping in circles here again. So having to go around and knock bales in. I had it work once out of all the deliveries. Let's see. Oh, it took both this time too, so maybe I figured it out, but by next year this time I'll forget again. So kind of is what happens all the time. Is I'll come back in, I'll mess up the first 2 or 3, 4, and then suddenly I figure it out, but I'm done delivering. I mean, I guess I've got one more bale, so we're gonna get really close to 600,000 when we're done here. And I realized I have it in euros still. I had just done, last time I was on in Farming Simulator, I had done the VIP order manager, which you, I think, would have seen today posting, finally. So I was just trying to get something out for folks who are enjoying that series, because that just requires so much effort, even compared to, well, everything at this point I'm doing. This and that requires a good amount of effort. But at this point, I do think I am far enough along that I am going to look into adding that spinnery to start turning things into fabric, because I believe that will give me a higher profit. Wanted to stop until I could get the bale, because I knew that would be a bit of a disjointed thing. I think if I had sold it here at Hobo's or whatever it is, the bale store that I have right next to me, which is my only other option for selling direct cotton bales, it was about $30 per 1,000 less. So definitely worthwhile to go and do what I had done and take it over here to Bubba. Especially, I've kind of got it down now. I understand how it goes. Now, obviously, things will shift if I'm sending cotton to the spinnery. The big question I've had in my head, though, is do I invest in the larger ones so that regardless of how big I grow, I'm at least getting the most output or the most productivity out of it that I possibly can? But the flip side of it is, if I do that and I'm not generating that much cotton and it gets through it very, very quickly, I'm just not sure then how long it might be until I have more than what I need there. Let me back this up so that it's kind of on the sell point. I was worried the angle it was at, that was looking way too much like where it leaves it. Alright, well, it took it, so there we go, 585. So not bad, and even if it was harvest time, we'd be down to 545. So I think we're okay there. At this point, I believe we've got everything that we possibly can do. Let me just take a quick look at a couple things. So I was checking to make sure there was like enough water still in the greenhouses. I was pretty sure I had filled it up when I came in for harvest, or at least topped it off. Wasn't sure, but yeah, I've got like 9,000 or 11,000 left, so I can be in here as early as May to plant. So it's definitely going to last 2 or 3 more days. So we're going to stop there, but then we will be back for that So then the other thing I'm checking, so fabric is, you can see about 2,000, and this is actually low. So if I wait a few more months, it looks like I can get another 500. So it's literally almost, not quite double, but it's a good 60-70% higher. And the sell points are the same, but there is also the campsite. And the nice thing is the campsite is right here. So it's not quite as close as obviously Hobo's is, but it's pretty much right there. And as you can see at this point, it's right up there with the highest amount I can get. So the inexpensive spinner, you see the problem is it doesn't like show me the quantity. I'd have to do it offline to see what the recipe looks like. So, well, the large spinnery. See, I'm thinking I don't know that I need the large spinnery. Not creating that much, nor planning on having that much, so this might be overkill. So yeah, I should be fine. I'm just not going to place it now, because, and not this building, but you can see the size of that. But I'm not going to place the other one now because of the snow. I don't want to suddenly place it somewhere that I didn't realize what was under it and create myself a bigger problem. But at this point, then, I am complete, and we're going to wrap up another year here on Misty Hills. You know, I may wait. I really don't know, so I'll see what I decide to do, and obviously we'll get an update in the next episode for the next year. But for now, we're wrapped up. As always, if you've enjoyed things and haven't dropped a like, please consider that. If you're not a subscriber yet, please consider that. And I will see you next time.